Om Shanti. This is the original Murli spoken on December 5th, 1989. The Murli is focusing more on happiness and how to remain constantly happy. Baba is bringing our attention to all the attainments that we received that keeps us happy inside. And Baba is mentioning happiness is the basis of Brahmin life because the attainments are not the visible things, but the subtle things. And if the subtlety is lost, we lose the happiness, and that is the basis of the life subtlety. And Baba is bringing our attention to transient nature of the happiness and that which is long lasting. And the vibrations that is coming from in the state of spiritual happiness, that does the service. Happiness for the self, happiness for the others also. They experience peace and power in your happy presence. Baba brings our attention how that happy presence will make a difference. It's like the rays of the sun. These vibrations of happiness make you forget the atmosphere. So Baba is focusing on three types of happiness: happiness of the self, happiness through others, and through service. And Baba is bringing our attention to what takes us away that. Focus on half or quarter inheritance. So Baba is telling, Baba gave everything fully, but still, why not everyone is happy is based on the receiver. He brings our attention back to the self. Because Baba's love fills with virtues, makes us embodiment of all virtues, all attainments. So Baba is bringing our attention what takes away our happiness. There are two main reasons. One is not disheartened with the self, lost hope, uh, lost confidence in self, and losing ourselves is the source of unhappiness. Another thing is comparison, feeling jealous. And Baba is telling how do you overcome that? By focusing on the speciality, either of the self, speciality of others, and every time you look, you keep multiplying 10x times. And Baba gave an example of Boli Dadi. She exercised her one speciality of no one should be hungry in Baba's house. And no matter when they come, Baba and her love for Baba's family. And that one thing made her special, unique soul. So recognize that one and exercise that one. Baba's bring our attention to the teachers who made a lot of effort in bringing all the souls, bouquet, Baba's bouquet. Baba says they were always put in the front, and Baba is also bringing our attention to Dadis who sacrificed everything, and all the new sisters who are coming. They have everything ready made. No need to make effort to fit into the society or look for a house or all the things are ready made. So Baba is bringing our attention to we are eating the fruit of Tyag of our ancestors. So you want to reach 900,000, and so both quality and quantity are needed. So Baba is inspiring the teachers, and also Baba is inspiring Kumaris to surrender. And so when you surrender, you do the service, even though you are not in the center or doing job, you're doing double service. And those who have locking responsibilities, they are doing triple service, self-service, taking care of the family, taking care of the household. Baba is recognizing that. So Baba says, to all the elevated souls who are always full of all specialities of happiness, to the sensible and senseful souls who always recognize their specialities and use them, to the great souls who always remain happy and have the greatness of making others happy. Bhavdada's love, remembrance, and namaste. Bhavdada meets Agra and Rajasthan group. So wherein Baba says, do you always consider yourselves to be elevated souls seated on the immortal throne? Rajasthan, the kings, the land of kings. Baba is bringing attention to the throne, and Baba is bringing the attention to that immortal throne. You, the souls who are immortal, are, and so your throne is also immortal, isn't it? The souls carry out so much work while seated on the throne. Exercise the authority of being on the throne. With the awareness that you are the soul seated on the throne, you automatically have the awareness that you have a right to the self sovereignty. Just take a minute and feel the separation of you, the soul, and the immortal throne. When the king is seated on his throne, he naturally has intoxication and happiness, nasha and kushi of his kingdom. To be seated on the throne means to be a king who has self sovereignty, full control. With this awareness, all physical organs will automatically follow all orders. Father's heart is a heart throne. Dil Takht is a heart throne. For those who move along, consider themselves to be seated on the immortal throne because they understand, because by understanding yourself to be a soul, you remember the Father. Then there is neither the body nor bodily relations nor material things. The one Father is your world, Therefore, those who are seated on the immortal throne are seated on Baba's heart throne. Those who are seated on the immortal throne are seated on Baba's heart throne. Only the children who belong to the one Father and none other remain in Baba's heart. So you have a double throne. Beloved, long lost, and now found children are always made to sit in the lap. They are made to sit high, not on the floor. So Baba too says, sit on the throne, do not get down from it. Would those who are given a throne sit anywhere else? So do not forget the immortal throne or the heart throne and come into the earth of the body, into the dirt of the body. The body is said to be of dust, is it not? You say, dust turns to dust. Do you not? So to come into the body means to come into the consciousness of dust. Royal children never play in the dirt. Godly children are the most royal of all. So, do you enjoy sitting on the throne, or do you have a slight desire to sit in the dirt? Some children have a habit of eating dirt and playing with the dirt. So, you are not like that, aren't you? You have played with dirt for 63 births. Baba is now making you sit on the throne. And so, how can you play with the dirt? Those who play with dirt become dirty. So, you too have become so dirty. Baba has now cleansed you. With this awareness, always remain powerful. Those who are powerful never become weak. To become weak means to have an illness of Maya. You have now become healthy for all time. The soul has become powerful. Karmic accounts of the body are a different matter. But the mind has become powerful, has it not? The body is weak and doesn't function. That is the last body, and that will happen anyway. But the soul should be powerful. The soul should not become weak when the body is weak. So always remember that you are those who are going to be seated on double throne and have a double crown. Immortal throne and Baba's heart throne. All of you are content, are you? Not? To be content means to be happy. Do you always remain happy or only sometimes? You're not happy sometimes and unhappy sometimes, are you? You never become unhappy with some situation, do you? Today I did this, today this happened, yesterday that happened. You don't write letters like those, do you? Those who always remain happy also make others happy with their spiritual vibrations. Do not think, I always remain happy anyway. However, the power of happiness will definitely spread. Are you happy to the extent that you are able to make others happy too? Or are you happy by only being happy with yourself? If you also make others happy, there won't be any such letters received. If someone sends a letter of unhappiness, send it back to that person. Remember this time and this date. Yes, write this letter. I am okay, and others are also okay with me. Just write these two lines. That's all. I'm okay, and others are also okay with me. Why do you spend so much money? These two lines can also be written on a card. So do not repeatedly write letters. Some send cards every day. Do not send cards every day. You can send a card with okay once a month or every fortnight. Do not write long stories. Now make others happy with your happiness. Acha? Baba gives the blessing. May you be accurate and powerful. and clarify all the secrets of the knowledge using few words. In essence, the more powerful something is, the less its quantity. In the same way, when you become stable in your stage of being beyond sound, one pressed, before you come into sound, your words will be few and they will be accurate and powerful. One word will be filled with the significance of thousand words. And through that, wasteful words will automatically end. With one word, you will be able to clarify all the secrets of knowledge and all expansion will end. To say Baba from your heart means to attain happiness and power. To say Baba from your heart means to attain happiness and power. So let's take a minute. Make yourself very comfortable in your immortal throne. Make yourself very comfortable. It's hard. Stay beyond sound, no one pressed. Go into your essence of being powerful. Stay in that spiritual essence. Allow Baba's love and light, Baba's virtues and powers, Baba, the ocean of knowledge, align your sense of self to this eternal awareness. Feel that sense of fulfillment, sense of contentment. Feel that crown of light. Feel that throne, stable and steady. Beautiful Murli. So, what is it that creates that sense of contentment that leads to the stage that is very stable, that is radiant and exuding with that happiness, that create that crown of light, that sparkle in your eyes, that Ruhani smile on your face? What is it that makes you content? Feel free to unmute yourself and share your thoughts. What are the transient things? What are the eternal things?
Om Shanti.
Um,
Today, Baba has given so many techniques to stay constantly happy. If one technique doesn't work, we can adopt other technique. So many variety. For example, one is the experiencing all attainments from Father at this confluence age, which are not possible for the other souls. That intoxication, attainments of all treasures, the power and the virtues, and in which especially the power makes difference. Powerful mind can stay happy always. The powerful mind, because powerful mind plays an important role, which Baba described, that despite these external environment and come what may, soul can always stay happy. The mind will create a happy thought, positive thought, which again, will maintain the spirit, the enthusiasm, the zeal to be always happy. And a powerful soul will always not only be happy but make others happy as well. So that's the attribute which I liked from today's Murli, and also other techniques also Baba we can churn on, which Baba brought out. Om Shanti.
Very nice. A powerful soul, a powerful mind. Yeah, that's definitely a root of happiness. Yes. Anyone else? Girsha Ben, how are you? Hope you're feeling better. Anyone? Feel free to unmute yourself. You picked from today's Murli. Yes. Bye. Yes.
Yeah, Om Shanti, brother. The final slogan made a really great impact today. It says, the lesser the words, the more powerful and knowledgeable one is. They would be able to communicate the essence and the total meaning of it or solve that question by a few words. They are so knowledgeable that they will pack all the meaning and all the energy and essence into a few words. I have experienced this at Madhuban as well. That's why I churned it a little more with Dr. Nirmala. I had gone and there was a blessing card given and asked to share something if at all we have to ask. So she answered the question very well in a very few words. So that was what reminded me today. Second thing, Baba says to get into body consciousness is to get into dirt, not to play with it, not to play with dirt and become dirty. So that is again something that actually made me because at times after getting into lot of physical activity, uh, we feel like taking a massage from a massage parlor. And then I wondered, is that wrong? Is that right? But maybe it is wrong, maybe it is right, but I'm not sure yet. But yes, this is a point to wonder. Yeah. Thank you. Om Shanti.
Yes, yes, definitely. We are not only physically tired, but also the mentally tired after such a long journey. 84 births, 5,000 years, day in, day out, always something. People, goals, destination, to do's. Yeah, every night when you hit the pillow, go into that silence that restores. Yeah, going beyond sound makes a lot of difference. It's okay. It's okay to take a break and pull us together and recover. Yes. Anyone else? So now let's ask this question of
Brother, I've just asked
mhm,
some questions in the chat box. If you can
mhm.
just touch upon that.
How is happiness revealed? How do I reveal? We are happy souls, happy hearts, list attainments. So there's a lot of attainments that we get. How is happiness revealed? I think that's where the this word of contentment, where the container is filled with that contents. So we can start with all the subtle attainments, gyan, all that spiritual understanding of the self, Baba, soul world, all the journey of the in the space and time. And one thing that when Baba says that when I sit before pictures, knowledge, pictures of the Gyan, I sometimes feels that itself is a big attainment. All the pictures of the Gyan, if we can hold them in our awareness, all these exhibition pictures, the soul, all the Baba's qualities, Trimurti, cycle, tree, ladder, eight powers, Lakshmi Narayan, and what time we are in right now, and all the pictures how Maya plays with and how we are navigating through. So that itself is a treasure that opens up a lot of other doors, other locked boxes inside our awareness. And it opens the door, that hidden door that releases the spirit inside, that eternal and original spirit. And all the five forms Baba reveals. And that again touches all these pictures, the picture of the soul world, the subtle region, the angelic stage, and all the pictures of that complete and perfect whole with that original stage of deity, and all the relations that one experiences, and how that happiness, that sense of joy of belonging to Baba, getting to know Baba, and unaffected by the Maya, that happy state, how it creates that powerful atmosphere that uplifts other souls and making us worship worthy soul. This very gyan when we bring into our awareness, and every time when we sit with any of one point and then allow that awareness to open up some hidden treasures, hidden awareness. And when we start savoring that, the whole pot, that inner awareness slowly starts filling. And when we become, I think a couple of days ago, Baba's Murli has this thing called when you become Manmanaba, not when you're not just remembering, when you are an embodiment of remembrance, become Manmanaba, which means like you're so absorbed that there is no difference between what you are remembering, what you are aware, what you're experiencing. And when inside and what I'm experiencing is same, that makes us holistic. That that awareness of absorbed in Baba's love and loving qualities, that makes us holistic. And that stage of Manmanabha exudes this uh, sense of lightness, sense of that lightens up the heart, lightens up the mood, lightens up the whole atmosphere, and just staying put in that awareness, staying in the ocean itself makes a lot of difference. Yeah. So, and I wonder anyone else wants to add to this? Yes, Girijaben?
Shaben, I just wanted to ask you, like you said, on the face, it's the smile. And Baba also says in our behavior,
Mm,
how we reveal to others our behavior, that when they see us, they say, what is that these people have? That they
mm,
look so
mm,
so those practical tips I just wanted to ask you. I don't
mm,
know if you know the story of a man without a shirt on the back, how the king found him happy
mm,
and asked him the secret. There are many stories. So if you can just give some tips like behavior, what
mm,
one should do, because if we ourselves, because I don't want to share negative over here, because I've seen many people who have seen BKs fighting, BKs and
mm,
ego, and then they say they go away. I've got an example in my own family who have seen that. So if you could just give some think what should our, because now these are the final moments.
Mm.
If you can give some tips for that,
Yeah.
that's what I said. How do I show I'm a happy?
Mhm. Yeah. No, definitely the times are in a way it is a sign that we are close to our complete self. When what do they say? When just before the flame goes out, it shines bright and then poof, and then it vanishes. So it is a last push of Maya. That is what we see within Baba's family also, because we are the ones who lasted long. So in other words, there are things, lot of things that is lingering around, and then all of that thing is like we are getting rid of that from our system, or that the drama or the settings in are put are synchronized in such a way that all of that lingering last bit of things are coming out, and in a way when we see that, it's okay, it's okay. People are just when there is indigestion, they just vomit it off, and it's okay, right? And if I take my eyes or attention away from the tone, the behavior, how they're handling this. I think today's Murli's blessing, yeah, I mean, for you, yesterday's Murli blessing, the blessing was there will be a lot of test papers that will come from divine family, even from the divine family, and especially divine family, right? And because we lived with each other for a long period of time, and there will be sanskaras that and nobody else can push us as much as a divine family or somebody who is close to us, and that is not something to fight back. That is something to say like, yeah, which means um, so we lived together for a long period of time, and then we will not have lived together unless we wouldn't have loved each one's company. So so now, instead of focusing on the situation, if you shift the attention towards, like, yeah, this is the last phase, let it out, and then we move on. And then he used the word called mercy, but it is more of that is coming from a place of love. So when the attention shifts, then the test papers will be just test papers. Test papers is like, what is it testing? It is testing how much you love. That's what it is, right? And all this gyan, where did the all gyan go? Gyan went out the window, and where did it go? So the gyan is more around to shift the gear from where is my attention on the surface. Expression is on the surface, right? And just below that expression, there is some last bit that is coming out, which is some kind of anger or some kind of irritation or some kind of um, unrest that is coming out. And Baba's Gyan also says, like, or take it a little further, have long-term vision, not just immediate last 5 minutes how they are, but try to see a little bit longer to the extent of 5,000 years. And then now you see that, and then you say, like, oh yeah, this person, I loved it, love that person. And so, yeah, test papers will come from those who we are close with. And yeah, behavior, expression, all of that thing is part of the game, or part of the test paper. But one thing that always worked for me is like, mm, if something is hurting me a lot, especially in relation or especially with somebody's actions, it is priorities. So if someone prioritizes happiness and other prioritizes the truth, when they come to a collision, when they come to collision saying that, look, so I just want to be happy, I don't care, and for other person it may looks like, oh, it is dishonesty, and then I respect honesty and I priority honesty. So we actually see what one person values and what other person values more. So when I bring my attention to what other person values more, then I can understand where they are. Once I understand, then the dam that is building up this built up emotions will just fizzle out. So the whole idea is not to build up, not to, not to create any build up, not to create any built up within the self, or uh, yeah, not to create any more damage. I mean, like, because more resistance is more persistence, or the way we resist is linger around the transient little longer. Behavior is transient. That which led to that behavior is also transient. Anyways, anger, you cannot stay angry for a long period of time because it is exhausting. So it is also transient. But you can stay in happiness for a long period of time. You can stay in peace forever. You can stay in loving space for a long time. But you cannot stay in anger for a long time. It is transient. So so recognizing that uh, uh, will definitely restores brings me back to my natural state of happiness. And especially, I think other day Bijat was bringing up this point of constant. How can I am happy, but this constant business is getting me, right? So then we go a little bit consistency more. Yeah, this interaction may not be the best of the day, but I had a good interaction in the morning. And then bringing our attention to, yeah, Murli was good. I had a company of other happy souls, the Baba's angels, who are also savoring Baba's Murli and then in their happy space. Right? This collective gathering, this happy space. I'm blessed to have this collective happy space. So bringing our attention to this collective moments, right? And that is precious. And that brings down that resistance to that situation and then fizzles it out. And then more and more, I start bringing this sense of happy awareness into the gathering, or whatever that behavior is erupting between the family or within the family, is it slowly starts changing the atmosphere. And that is the next phase of service Baba is needed, right? Because nobody needs gyan anymore. What people need is somebody who's exercising gyan, that helps them to exercise gyan, because everybody knows gyan. Everyone wants to be happy. Everyone wants to get into that happy Gyani state. So, uh, so who? It's not for others. If I do for myself, I create a happy atmosphere that keeps me light and easy, and that itself creates that happy atmosphere for others to lighten up, and then so the thing that that aftertaste of bitterness that was lasting lingering for a long period of time, that slowly shortens and shortens, and it just happens, and then there will be a moment, thing happens, and then boom, it gone, as if like somebody took a knife and then poked into the water and pulled it out, as if no trace left in the water. But it's a knife. It's poked into the water. But water doesn't care. The minute you pull out, it is gone. The no trace of it is left. So So this happy atmosphere, the happy state that is coming mm, from using this understanding to to water down the impact of the behavior and transient triggered impulses. Uh, I feel something that keeps us in a happy space. I would like to hear, yeah. Mhm.
Om Shanti, brother.
Yeah.
I want to share a small anecdote yesterday that happened
Mm-hmm.
with me after the Murli. A
Mm-hmm.
couple of us from the Brahmin family had gone on an outing to a beach.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
uh, we knew that something is not very fine amongst everybody in the Brahmin family here. And I told everybody that I told the sister in charge that I think we should talk about speciality. One, we shall play a small game that we shall tell our own speciality by our own self. Next, we shall identify the speciality of each and everyone in the family. And the third
Mm-hmm.
round is going to be difficult because we have to now tell what do we don't like in others. My rationale for that was to not allow the pented up emotions to be there, though we understood that there are some bitterness, some misunderstanding prevailing for sure. And by Baba's knowledge, what I was feeling that children usually suppress their emotions and ideas, whereas communication is the only way, unless and until they heal themselves by connecting to themselves. And if they
Mm-hmm.
don't feel healed, they better express it out rather than just having it pented inside. So
Mm-hmm.
many people agreed, and it so happened we played in the swing. We had Murli, we had a good time, and while returning back in the vehicle, we started playing the game. And
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the journey over 12 kilometers, everybody spoke of their specialty and also told about the specialty of others. And sooner or rather, at the end of the round could not be played because the journey was over. And I literally felt probably that was in the drama. We should not look at the bad of others. That came into me. And at the same time, at the end of the journey, everybody I felt was able to love themselves more than the others. And that's how what Baba said yesterday. You have to know your speciality and cling on to it. And that's when you will feel healed and not be haunted by others. Rest, what karma, what memory they carry, what action do they do, is what going to make their own srishti for themselves. You need not be
Mm-hmm.
really bogged down by it because you're also creating the same thing at the same time. What memories, what thoughts you create, what feelings you generate is what is creating your own world, even them being in front of you or without being in front of you. So it's your
Mm-hmm.
own world. So better focus on one speciality and remain happy with it.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. Om Shanti.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's beautiful. Yeah.
Shibai, just so when you spoke of individual to collective.
Mm.
I'm just saying it should be further to global.
Yes.
Individual, collective, global. I don't know if you would have read the 2026 happiness index. Finland is said to be the most happiest country in the world. Like they take it on the basis. I like one thing because the point which Vinod Bhai just said came in that they say they have a good social support system where
Mm.
everyone takes care of everyone. Where if anyone is down, there's a community which goes and really pulls them up. That we call it as a good social system. So that people do not live individually, but they live collectively. But still, I was asking Baba, but Can you call that happy country? Because for me, a happy country, a happy is only Satya, because Baba's definition, So I wanted that Sola Kala Sampuran, Sampuran Nirvikari, Ahimsa Parmodam. So that Ahimsa Parmodam was there. But I could not see all the other things. So what do you think when we rate a individual as happy, or a family as happy, or a country as happy? What should be the base, or what we call it as the measurement category? At least if you can speak about anyone, the individual. But you should study about Finland
Mm.
to understand why it was called as the happiest country in the world.
Yeah. No, that was interesting, the Finland thing. So I was watching some interviews, and then there's also BK family there in Finland. So this happiness index is a measure of something else. The way what they are measuring is something else, which is actually how many people have a social security, how many people have access to the clean water, how many people have access to a clean park, that kind of stuff, right? Is there do they have enough funds for their infrastructure, like hospitals are free, schools are free, education is free. So all of these things added up to that happiness index. Because at the end of the day, when we ask them like, "Oh, is everyone happy?" They say like, "No, everyone is going through the same thing. Rest of the world is going through. That there is still mental health problems there. There are people who go into depression there. It is not the same definition of what we say the happiness of a satya, right?" So of course they may be, because finance has strong connection with relationships. Uh, I mean, like correlation wise. So that is one data point that they use to come up with that index. But how much per capita income is there? How much is actually going back to that person? That kind of stuff, right? Less corruption, things like that. But when we talk about happiness of Satyug, if anyone is unhappy, right? Hurt people hurt. They cannot stop hurting others because uh, the hurt is nothing but a cry for love. In other words, so real happiness is when people are not hurt or people are really happy. So the real happy world is that where everyone is content with themselves. And yeah, that everyone is content. There is not a single bee in that world which is not content. So that happiness is totally different. Of course, material things follow, material relationships, physical relationships also follow. Expressions, the love that flows between people is also the secondary, but the primary thing is how content am I? How content is my mind, my heart, my awareness, my stage? How much aura do I carry with myself, and how much lightness is there in my presence? All of that thing makes up that sense of self. And when everyone is in that state, then only healthy relationships are forged, and that healthy world of healthy relationships what makes up a happy world, a happy family, happy world. So I remember a lot of these early Murlis where Baba talks about Satyug. They're always, or early days when Dadis used to go into trance, uh, they're lingering around those awareness or those emotions or those feelings of how does it feel to be there in the soul world or in the Satyug. Uh, Not sure if I answered your question about the happiness, collective happiness, and yeah, it's very much rooted in how much individual happiness is. And of course, from Satyug Treta would be like that. But Copper Age also, in the beginning, there is happiness. Of course, the minute we hit the body consciousness, there is a sense of loss when we lose somebody you love, and then people come together to console you, so to lift you up. Of course, uh, that is a sense of love that resonates with others. Like, oh, I can sense that you're hurt, and then I'm here for you to backfill that sense of loss, right? And that is an act of love, and that thing starts from cooperage on early cooperage, and that thing goes deeper and deeper into attachments, and attachment leads to a lot of other things and stuff. But anyhow, so coming back to real happiness is when everyone is full and content. Okay, I guess that might be some announcement before we dive into. Mumbai, you have something to say? Yeah. In the chat, Mumbai has written, this Brahmin love happens to be the first birth of 21 births of Satyug. It's all in the state of mind, looking at virtues of everyone, considering to be the one out of 900,000 Satyugi souls. Each one has some or the other specialty better than others. Yeah, there's always something beautiful, otherwise we wouldn't have come together. Yeah, each one completes the puzzle of Satyug. Even if one person last bead is missing, Satyug is not complete. Yeah. Okay. Let's Kaki Ben.
Yeah, Hachabai, before we go to meditation, we have an announcement about tomorrow's masterclass, which Sister Sita from Sydney, Australia is going to be conducting. And the title of this session is Meditate to Elevate. Invite each one of us and also any extended family, if you want to call in, to come in and take the benefit of Sister Sita. She is a soul from Nepal and have served many other countries before settling in Australia um, and managing the center. So let's come together and understand her experience from different nations, from the Asian countries to the European countries, African countries, and then now she's in Australia. So let's take the benefit from her experience and how Baba's knowledge has supported her. Om Shanti. Over to you, Harshavai.
You. Shanti, everyone. Let's take a minute to go to that happy space inside. Happy space could be your initial days in Madhuban or your best experience that you had with Baba. Recall that beautiful space where we come from, that land of peace, Sukudam. Feel Baba's presence, the most beloved, most precious. Savor the sweetness of Baba's love, Baba's loving presence, and nothing else really matters. Everything comes and goes. Gracefully pull your heart. Let it taste Baba's love. Totally detached from this transient world. Let it change, let it transform. gracefully lift off into that subtle world, into the company of Baba and Baba's loving family. Stay here for the rest of the day. Unless you have to come to get things done. Otherwise, stay here in Baba and Baba's loving company. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you to Baba. Thank you, Harshavai. Thank you, Divine Family. See you tomorrow at 5 a.m. Until then, have a beautiful day.